say, man, Kyrie getting sturdy all the way from DSU to Sturdy University, what I teach y'all and show y'all how to get your mind sturdy. Today's topic is going to be very deep, probably deeper than my other topics that I've had. And today's topic is communicating with yourself. Y'all have probably never heard that in your life or never have been able to get the chance to understand what communicating to yourself is, the actual meaning, and what it can do for you and what you can do with it. But I can assure you at the end of this video, you are going to understand what you can do with communicating with yourself, what it can do for you, and what it means and what it is. Because this I don't know how long this video is going to be. It might be longer than my other videos. It might be shorter. But I know that in this video, we're going to hit on multiple points that's going to allow you to understand this and be able to apply this to your knowledge and apply this to your life. Now, here's the thing. You might see this video and you might not care what I'm talking about. All right, then go somewhere else, because we ain't worrying about all that. We're here for the people that's here to learn something and to allow themselves to improve their lives and are willing to sit down and listen to somebody else that knows what he's talking about. Then those are the people I'm saying this for. But the other people that's just gonna hear this, don't want to listen, all right, this ain't for you. You go somewhere else. All right, so first thing I want to talk about when it comes to communicating with yourself is we gotta get specific with this. We gotta go to its roots. What is communication, all right? Or communicating? Communicating, it means to share information, news, or ideas, right? So keep that in mind. Everything I say, I want you to keep it in your mind and don't let anything fly over your head, because you're gonna have to watch this video multiple times, and I want you to, so that you'll understand everything that I say and you won't forget anything. And you go take notes, write things down if you have to. Do whatever it takes in order for you to really understand what this means and what I'm gonna say. To communicate, it means to share information, news, or ideas. Now, we're talking about self-communicating, right? What is communicating to yourself? It means to share information, news, and ideas with yourself. Now, you might be asking, what does that look like? Like, for example, me, I don't know what that looks like for you. Me and you aren't the same person. And one thing I want to say before we go too deep into this video is that I know when you clicked on this video, you probably came here to see if I can tell you how to communicate with yourself. No, here's the thing. I can't tell you how to communicate with yourself. I don't have the answer. The only one that has the answer to that question is you. And at the end of this video, you'll see why. You'll see why you're the only one that has the answers to that question. Because you know yourself more than I do. You know yourself. I don't know you at all. I don't know who's watching. I don't know my audience. But I do know that there's a lot of people out there that's intellectual or people that want to improve their lives. But I don't know you well enough to tell you or to give you an answer, even if I did. You know yourself more than anybody else does in this world. So you can tell yourself what you should and shouldn't be doing and what you want and what you don't want. All right, so first things first, communicating with yourself or to yourself, right? You want to, in order to do this, you want to ask yourself questions. But the first thing, what it means to communicate to yourself is to basically take relevant information or things that are happening currently in your life right now, or things that have happened in the past that are still relevant. Take those things, and whether it may be a problem, it may be something that you want to get better at, no matter what it may be, take that and ask yourself questions about it. Now, you might not know what questions to ask yourself. For example, if it's a problem, you want to go about solving that problem, but you don't know how. Communicate with yourself to solve the problem. You see what I'm saying? Ask yourself these questions. What is the problem? Figure out what the problem is. Why is it a problem? Figure out why it's a problem. Is it you? Why it's a problem? Is it somebody else? Is it something in your house? Like, you have to ask yourself these questions. But before we get into that, the problem solving and the problem aspect of figuring out how to communicate with yourself, let's talk about what it can do for you. This is another topic I want to talk about. What can communicating to yourself do for you? All right. It allows you to be self-aware, right? Self-aware of yourself, basically. It allows you to see things about yourself that you wouldn't otherwise see if you weren't communicating to yourself. You might see that you're not confident now. You might see that you get nervous a lot. Like I said in one of my other videos, if you're not aware, you don't care. If you're not aware that you're not confident, that you're nervous, you won't care, and you won't be able to figure out that you get nervous sometimes. You see what I'm saying? Communicate with yourself. It allows you to get what you want. It allows you to know what you want. And it also allows you to know how to go about getting what you want. See what I'm saying? And you're not going to understand any of this as of right now. You might understand it. It depends. But you will at the end of this video. What else does communicating to yourself allows you to? It allows you to see problems and fix problems. It allows you to see where you need to improve, and it allows you to improve. You see where I'm going with this? There are many things that it allows you to do. And there might be some things that allows you to do that you don't even know. So let's talk about how to start doing this, right? How do you start going about communicating to yourself? What do you want to communicate to yourself about is what I'm going to ask you, all right? What problems are in your life, or where are some places that you need to improve, but you just don't know where you need to improve? You know what I'm saying? All right. So, for example, say there's somebody who isn't confident. This is a topic I talked about before, confidence. If you haven't seen that video, you can go watch that one. But first, listen to this, and then you'll understand a lot more about what I'm trying to say, right? Say there's somebody who isn't really confident in themselves or confident in their ability to do something, right? If they wanted to improve at that, right, and they wanted to communicate to yourself in order to get better, here's what they're going to do. First, they have to communicate to themselves and be aware that they're not confident, right? They have to sit down with themselves and ask themselves, am I confident? And they have to be 100% brutally honest with themselves, because if they lie, then they're always going to be held back by something. Always be brutally honest with yourself. No, I'm not confident, right? That's what they would say. Hopefully that's what they would say. And then they're on the right track, right? They ask themselves that and they tell themselves that. And then they have to ask themselves, why aren't they confident? There could be many reasons why they're not confident, but they have to figure out what the reason is. And why am I not confident? It's probably the big question, the big picture, the main question that you're trying to answer. So you have to ask yourself different questions to slowly get to that answer and get to the big question. Why am I not confident? Another question. When am I not confident? Is there a specific time, place, and a specific person or people that you hang around is when you're not confident? Ask yourself these questions, and then you'll slowly figure it out. You might not be confident because you feel like there's a chance that you're going to fail and people are going to laugh at you. So you just rather stay in your comfort zone and not be confident enough to go out and do something that you like doing, because you feel like you're going to mess up and people are going to look at you funny. That could be one reason. Now, I don't want to get too deep into not caring what other people say. I'll make another video on that, because that's a whole nother deep topic that I can go really deep in. And if you look, y'all not ready for all that yet. See, look, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk too much about that, but if you want to see that, I'll make another video on that, because I can go really deep in that topic too, not caring about what other people think about you or what they say about you, all right? But enough getting off topic. I got to drink some water because throat getting dry. All right, so communicating with yourself, right? Let's say you want to improve at cooking, right? I'm gonna show you step by step, right? You want to improve at cooking. Figure out this is what you want to do. Communicate to yourself. All right. You sit down with yourself, because I know a lot of people, see, you might be thinking this is weird and why am I sitting here talking? If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But I'm just telling you from my personal experience that this works and that this is going to get you where you need to be. Sit down with yourself and ask yourself, do you know how to cook? If you don't know how to cook, you say no. You don't know how to cook, okay? Why do you want to learn how to cook? Is what I'm saying. What is it going to do for you? When you have a reason or an intention or an aim behind what you're doing, you tend to be able to do it a lot easier and tend to make less mistakes, because there's a reason why you're doing it. And right off the bat, you already know what things you shouldn't be doing, because you know those things aren't going to help you to get to your goal. For example, if you wanted to start working out, you know that sitting there while working out and just staring at the sky after a set instead of actually getting ready to do your next set is not going to help you reach your goal, because you're wasting time. You see what I'm saying? You already know some things that are going to keep you from getting your goal. So same thing with cooking. Why do you want to start cooking? There can be many reasons why. I don't know your reason. So this is why I said you know yourself more than me. I don't know the reason why you want to start cooking or learn to cook. Why is that? Do you want to become a chef? Do you want to be able to cook for yourself because you like to eat good food and you don't want to have to waste money or spend a lot of money going out to eat? You don't like fast food, so you want to eat at home? You want to be able to cook for friends, family? There could be any reasons why, but you have to look within inside of yourself in order to do that. In order to figure out who you are, you have to look within inside of yourself. And I also have another video on that. See, all my videos are basically connected with each other. They all always go back to each other because this is how it works. It's a cycle. It just makes sense. So also you can watch that video, but before you watch that one, I want you to finish watching this one because this one is gonna allow you to understand all my videos, right? So that's just one. That's one example. There are so many different examples that I can talk about communicating to yourself, right? Now, you want to communicate to yourself and you want to get something. Let's say you want to be able to get a job interview, right? Step by step, this is how I would go about doing that. But you want to figure out how you would go about doing that, right? If I wanted to communicate to myself, right? I would ask myself, okay, what's the job that I want? All right? Figure out the job that I want. Why do I want this job? You might not understand why you want the job or why that's important, but it's really important to know why you want it. Because if you just get a job just to get it, you don't have a purpose behind that and you're just doing things just to be doing them. And you're not getting anywhere. Now, me, I might want the job because I want to make extra money so that I can use that money to invest into something to make even more money. That's how I think. I communicate that to myself. You see how it's a step-by-step process? Figure out what job you want. Why do you want the job? If I don't get the job, what is that going to do? Is that going to harm me? Is that going to make me stay the same? Or is that going to make things better? You never know. So ask yourself this. If I get the job, what would that do for me? Is that going to benefit me? Is that going to put me at a disadvantage? Or is it going to keep me the same? When I get the job, how will I go about achieving my goal, which is my goal would be to make money to invest into other things that will make me even more money. I have multiple businesses. Well, YouTube content creation is one of my businesses. And I also sell clothes. So it's called Poshmark. If you haven't heard of that website, it's called Poshmark. So if you want to go check that out, I also have, I sell clothes up there for a cheaper price than retail. So if you want to get clothes from there that are for a cheaper price than usual, you can go to there. My Poshmark is called King Wardrobe. So you just go to that website, Poshmark, and then go to the search bar and type in King Wardrobe. And I have a decent amount of clothes. I sell women's, men's, kids, because I have a lot of family. So, but that's not the point. That's not the point. That was just free promo right there. But that's not the point of what I'm trying to make. I'm trying to tell you that me, if I get that job, I will use that money to invest it into my Poshmark. Basically, I can either buy more clothes, I can buy things that can make the clothes look better, I can buy a camera that'll make the pictures look better, therefore allowing more people to see them. And when they see those good and nice pictures, they're going to want to buy the clothes even more. You see what I'm saying? I have an intention behind me getting that job. What is your intention behind getting that job? What is your intention behind trying to achieve something that you want or trying to fix something that you want, like a problem? You see what I'm saying? It's step by step. Take it step by step. Ask yourself questions that's going to get you closer to what you want. If you have a problem, because I want to touch back on this problem aspect, because there's a lot of people that have problems and they want to fix them, but they just don't know where to start. If you have a problem, ask yourself what the problem is, right? It could be anything. I don't know what it is, but ask yourself what the problem is. Why is it a problem? Is it a problem because of you? Is it a problem because of somebody else? Or is it a problem because of something in your life? Now, me, I would, if it was a problem and it was in my life, I would purposely blame it on myself. Not to hurt myself, no. But to make myself have a more accountability and control over my life. So when you ask yourself those 3 questions, you want to ask yourself more questions. All right, how do I start going about fixing this problem, okay? Now, I don't know what the problem is, and I don't know how you would go about doing that. But only you would know that, right? Once you figure out what the problem is and you ask yourself, how would I go about fixing this problem? Depending on what problem it is, you can either do research for or look within inside yourself. Like I said, confidence. That's one of them. You want to be more confident. You're not confident, and that's a problem for you. Okay, how do you be more confident? Like I said, you could watch my last video. You can do research, like I just said. What is confidence? It means having the ability to trust yourself. It's self-trust. That's what confidence is. You can ask yourself more questions. See what I'm saying? The more knowledge you get, the more questions you can ask, the more questions you know to ask. Once you figure out what confidence is, now you have the ability to ask yourself, do I trust myself? Do I have self-trust? No, you don't. You tell yourself that. Okay, how do I go about trusting myself? Right? That's the big question. What don't you trust yourself in? Do not trust yourself when it comes to being a leader within inside of a group when you're doing a group project at school? Do you not trust yourself to not fail miserably when trying to do an activity or trying to play a sport that you play? If so, do what it takes to start to trust yourself. For example, if you don't trust yourself to be a leader inside of a group, you can literally do research or look up videos or see people be a leader and see the qualities that they have and try to gain some of those qualities so you can be those qualities. Or there might be people in your class that are leaders. You can take advice from them. You can ask them, or you can just observe them and observe how they go about being a leader. You see what I'm saying? And then you'll start to trust yourself more once you start doing it more. Repetition. See, I don't like to say practice makes perfect because that's not true. Now, perfect practice makes perfect. And I say that to say that perfect practice is basically practicing the right way, because practicing the wrong way and the incorrect way is not going to make anything perfect. It's just going to get you further and further away from what you want. Now, practicing the right way is going to get you closer to what you want. But you see how this all connects, how it's step by step to figuring out something. And it's easier because you don't have to sit there and feel like you're helpless. You're actually the key to your problems. You're actually the answer to all your questions. And that's what I want y'all to understand. You're the answer to your question. All right? You are the answer to your question. Keep that in your mind. Keep that in your mind. You are the answer to your own question. You have a problem, you want to fix it, ask yourself what the problem is. Figure out how to go about solving that problem. Let's say I have a problem, right? I'm going to give you an example of me. Let's say I have a problem in my life, right? Let's say I can't even think of one because I don't have problems in my life. Or there might be problems in my life that I just don't even know about. See, me, I've learned to develop the ability to just be able to solve problems, because there hasn't, like for a while, there hasn't been a day where I just felt sad or have been upset or just mad or angry, because it's just impossible. Because everything that I'm doing in my life, it gives me energy. So it's like literally impossible for me. Not saying it's impossible, it's still possible. But let's say there ever was a day where I've been sad, right? It's only going to be for like 3 seconds, because I'm going to just start doing something that's not going to make me sad anymore. You see what I'm saying? I said things in my life, but I don't want to get too deep into that. That could be another video too, on how to basically go through your days without feeling sad emotions or feeling angry or having an emotion hold you back. So let's say I have a problem, right? I'm going to give a random problem. I like to use confidence. I use that one a lot because that one is a very good one. But let's talk about intention, right? Let's say I have a problem with having intentions behind what I'm doing. I just do things to do them, right? I can ask myself, why do I do things with no purpose? Why do I do things for no reason? Okay, that's the big question I want to answer. Okay, why do I do things with no purpose? Okay, as of right now, what am I doing? What are some things that I am doing that have no purpose or meaning behind them? Okay, I'm going to figure that out. And then I need to ask myself, how do I go about having a purpose behind what I'm doing? Now, let's say working out. Because there might be some people out there that just work out just to do it. Like they have no goals, no purpose, no reason. They're just doing it just to be doing it because it's fun to them, or I don't know, it's just a norm, right? Set goals. I'll set goals for myself, okay? I don't have a purpose behind working out. So let me set a goal for myself or set a purpose. Now, How do I get a purpose behind what I'm doing? I ask myself, why am I doing this? What is doing this going to benefit me? How is it going to benefit me now and in the future? You see what I'm saying? And I start to have a purpose. My purpose, because I actually work out. My purpose behind working out is to gain more muscle mass, to be more fit, and to always stay active, to have more muscular endurance with my cardio, right? Or my cardio. I don't know the terms like that. I think it's cardiovascular system. I think that's what it is. But more muscular endurance and physical endurance. Those are some reasons and purposes and intentions why I work out. Those aren't the sole intentions, but those are some of the intentions behind why I work out. You see how I did that? How I broke that down piece by piece? And if you have to watch this video over multiple times to understand what I'm trying to say, please do that. All right? Everything starts with you. And I talked about this in another one of my videos. Everything starts with you. You are the answer to everything. You are the answer to your own problems, to your own questions, to your own achievements. You see what I'm saying? And to your own downfalls. You want to take control over your life, and this is one way to start doing it. Let's say, now I give you an even better example, because a lot of people that's watching my videos might be around my age, right? Let me give you an even better example, right? Right? You're in school, and a test is coming up, right? You might be nervous, you might not be nervous. Okay. If you're nervous, well, then that's not such a good thing for you, right? And also, you might not be prepared. There could be many reasons why you're nervous. You could be nervous because you don't want to fail, even though you did prepare, or you could be nervous because you didn't prepare for it. See what I'm saying? So there's multiple problems here that we're going to attack here, right? But let's attack your nervous first, right? You get that out of the way. The last problem you have is being prepared for the test. That's the last problem. So let's talk about the nervousness first. Why are you nervous, right? Now, I can think of many reasons why people can be nervous, because I'm really good at reading people and understanding people when they talk to me, because I just developed the ability to do that, and I've observed a lot of things. So if someone's nervous, there could be many reasons why, but one reason why they would be nervous is because they feel like they don't know enough to do good on that test, or they feel like they haven't studied enough or studied at all to do good on that test, right? See, there you go. That's why they're nervous. You see? But you can communicate that to yourself. You can ask yourself, why am I nervous? And then you'll figure out, oh, it's because I'm not prepared. I don't know enough to do good on this test. Okay? Do something about it. See what I'm saying? How do I go about now? You have questions, and you're going to answer your questions now. I don't know. I'm not prepared enough for this test, and I want to be prepared for this test. How do I go about doing that? See what I'm saying? Whatever the test is on, you can do this in many ways. You might already know what's on the test, you might not. You can ask the teacher or the person that's giving the test, ask them what's going to be on the test, right? They can tell you, and you can start practicing those things. You can either look them up and research them on your own, or you can ask questions or ask the teacher questions in order to help you basically get an idea, and you can start taking notes on this and study it. You see how that works? Now, since you figured out what's going to be on the test, and you also are starting to prepare for the test, now you're going to be less nervous, because you were nervous because you weren't prepared. Now you're prepared, now you won't be nervous. See what I'm saying? You might be a little bit nervous, but if you're prepared enough and you're confident in yourself, when you have self-trust, you don't be nervous. You don't get nervous. You see what I'm saying? Once you're prepared, now you trust yourself enough to do good on the test. Now you're going to be telling yourself all day that you're going to do good on the test. Like you're not going to be able to stop telling yourself and other people how good you're going to do on that test. You're not going to be able to stop telling yourself how easy that test is going to be. You see what I'm saying? You see how communicating with yourself allows you to get what you want? Prepare for the test. To not be nervous. To know what you want to prepare for the test. You don't want to be nervous. And to know how to go about getting what you want. Stop being nervous and prepare for the test. You see what I'm saying? Or you're not confident. How to go about being more confident, or how to go about having self-trust, or how to have more self-trust within yourself. Do things that you don't trust yourself doing, and do them more or figure out how other people do them in a good way, and how other people do them in the way that's going to benefit them. You see what I'm saying? See, it's all connected. And my brother's watching this video right now. He's probably saying it right now. He's probably looking it's all connected. That's something he always say. But like, all jokes aside, all my videos are connected. You see how many times I talked and I was able to refer you to another one of my videos? All my videos are connected with each other because everything starts with you. Everything starts with you, and everything that I talked about in my videos is you. None of this is about me. None of this. I'm good. I'm already good. But I still continue to learn and how to improve my life. But everything starts with you. That's why I don't try to teach you how to do things a certain way. I want you to think for yourself and to rely on yourself. I want you to be able to go to yourself for information and not me. Now, you can come to me for information, but you're not really, at the same time, you're not really coming to me for information, because I'm just going to tell you to ask yourself. I'm just going to help you realize that you have the answer. That's what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. You already have the answer. You are the answer. You just don't realize it yet. But you have to come to me to help you, to allow me to help you open your eyes to realize that. You see what I'm saying? See, look, man, this is a good video. I actually like this one a lot. And any of my friends, anybody from my school, anybody that's watching this video, we actually hit 5 subscribers, which is a good thing. The subscribers don't really matter to me. The things that matter to me the most are the views, because those are people that I have potentially impacted in a positive way, and I have a purpose, which is to benefit myself and others in a positive way, to bring them value, basically, to leave them better off than what they were. And every view is another person I bring value to. And I'm bringing value to myself when I learn these things, and then when I show you them. You see what I'm saying? I have a purpose, and I stand on a purpose. I know what I want. I know when I want it. And I know how to go about getting what I want. And I always get what I want. Stay safe, stay strong, stay motivated, man. Live, learn, repeat. That's it for this video, boys. But I'll catch you the next one, though. Peace.